Some of you know that Taylor Swift recently became a billionaire. And so there's a lot of reasons for this. She started young in her career. She's also been in her career for a long time, but there's a lot of strategic moves that she's made that has helped her become a billionaire. But today I wanted to talk about her Eras tour and how much money she was been able to make from that, and how she was in a really tough place, in a dark place, and wanted to hide, and she thought her reputation was ruined and all this stuff. And then she came out even stronger. And so I think there's so many lessons from Taylor Swift about resilience and about deciding to make a good situation out of a bad one, and how she became a billionaire even after some of her worst times in her life. And so let's talk about the Eras tour. A lot of people have been going. It's a record-breaking and the biggest tour of all time. And so how much money did she make, and what's the business side of this? Let's go ahead and talk about it. I found a great article online, and so I'm going to be sharing what I learned from it with you. All right, so let's get straight to the numbers. Taylor Swift is going to make $4.1 billion at least from the Eras tour alone. It's amazing. She has her music. She has so many sources of income. And if you talk about rich and successful people, they typically have a lot of sources of income, and they also put in the time. And so what's interesting is it's not just her tour. Her tour is making a ton of money, and she is going worldwide. So she's expanding her reach and her audience, and she's going to reach more people and more populations. And she hadn't toured in a while. And so she's able to make more money. Also, it's all of her eras. And so a lot of people want to see this just incredible tour that isn't just one phase of her life. It is all of them, encompassing her whole career, which is incredible. And then she didn't just do her regular concert. She decided to have a movie experience for those who couldn't go, but then also a lot of people who did go, of course, they want to go experience that as well. She has really hardcore fans. And that's a big thing as well with rich and successful people, or with sales, is to have people love you, have people love your product. And so like Sarah Blakely with Spanx, she had people who advocated for her product and were like, these are the best things ever, go get them. And so they were advocates for her product. And so a lot of Swifties, right, are advocates for Taylor and whatever she does, which helps her to make more money and to have more people who want to support her. And in addition to that, then she's on Disney Plus. And so it's not just her concert. She finds other ways to make more money, which is super smart. As we know, a lot of her people know that she's smart and intentional and a good business person and a great songwriter. And so that is one of the ways that she's been able to make a lot of money, and she's on track for $4.3 billion. Amazing. Okay, so how can she make this much money? We talked about how she has multiple different ways to make money, but her fans are so invested. And typically there's a stat that on average for each show, she makes $93 million, or fans spend $93 million on the show, on the tickets, on merchandise, on their outfits, travel, hotels. And so she doesn't necessarily make that much money if it's on hotels and things, but for each different show date, her fans spend $93 million. And so we've talked about it helps Taylor Swift, right? And so that's why she's going to become a billionaire, but also it helps the economy. And so a lot of people are willing to have her come or want her to come to where they live because it boosts and bolsters the economy. I might be sharing a video on how much Taylor Swift made the NFL just by appearing there, and people wanting to tune in because of Taylor Swift, or more fans, or buy certain jerseys or products, etc. And so that's kind of interesting as well. It's just interesting how one person can make a huge difference in the economy and in the lives of other people. Speaking of how it helps the economy, it's also going to be shown that $5.5 billion will be added to the American economy because of Taylor Swift's Eras tour, one simple tour, which is enough to give every single person in the United States, every single person, a $20 bill. Amazing. This impact is amazing, and a lot of people love her songwriting and her music and her, but also the economy is important to be bolstered, right? We need a bolstering economy, and economy that is working well. And so here's some numbers if you're interested in that side of thing. But $320 million went to Los Angeles when they were there. $320 million into their economy. When she went to Kansas City, it was about a $48 million impact. It also was a $208 million bump in hotel room revenue. And so $208 million to the hotel and tourism business. In Seattle, she set a record for a single day revenue for downtown hotels, which was $7.4 million, which is incredible. And for $2 million was one of the big baseball games, and so that can bring money in as well. A lot of sports events and entertainment brings in a lot of money for these cities. So it's pretty incredible the amount of money that she's been able to bring in for the local economy, for different businesses, cities, towns, and ultimately the world. In addition to Taylor Swift making money, the city's making money, hotels and businesses making money, a lot of regular everyday people made a lot more money too. And so part of this was with merchandise, and she has friendship bracelets. And so one Etsy seller made $15,000 extra just by friendship bracelets. And so that's incredible. Also, another person who was selling merchandise and a lot of different gear and sweatshirts and t-shirts made $864,000 just by selling those merchandise and products. And so it's super cool. I also hope this gives you inspiration if you want to start creating something, if you want to go sell t-shirts, if you want to create a business or something, go for it, right? There's money and potential. And so look for what people want. A lot of people really like Taylor Swift. Some people don't, but a lot of people like Taylor Swift. There's a lot of young girls as well who want the t-shirt or the sweatshirt or who want to wear friendship bracelets. And so start thinking about what people actually want, where the market is, and create a product or something that could help them in that area. This is also another lesson on brand. And so creating a brand for yourself, a lot of these big brands like Nike and the sports brands, or even a professional football team, they're all a brand. And so you're able to make money and capitalize off of people and also off of your brand. And so people can be a brand. Taylor Swift's a brand, or the Kansas City Chiefs, where Travis Kelce plays. And so people want to buy the jersey. People want to support them. People want to show up. Entertainment is also a huge category. And so we talk about categories where people want to spend money. And so think about that when you're trying to create a business or when you want to make something. And so if you want to educate people, education is a big area where people want to learn and grow and be better. There's also entertainment. People want to have fun and enjoy life and be entertained and enjoy life. And so they're willing to spend the money on that with sports, with music, with anything of that nature, with comedy. Also, people want to feel better about themselves. And so do you have products that can make them feel better? And so if you target some of these markets where people actually have a desire and a need, then you're probably more likely to make more money for yourself if you have a business or an idea, or you want to start a side hustle. I also want to note that Taylor Swift is very generous. A lot of people know that, and she donates to a lot of charities, and there's so many things that she does, and she has a lot of money to do so. But even if you have a lot of money, it doesn't mean you have to. But even she gave people on her tour, the tour drivers, an extra $100,000 bonus. Some of these jobs are tedious and hard, right? And they're driving and they're helping, and she couldn't do the job without them. And so I think that's really cool and admirable of her that she's willing to give back and she wants to support the people who support her. And I think that's a huge thing with Taylor, and why a lot of people like her is that she has supported people. She's owned up to things, and she's also supported her fans and appreciated them and tried to make things fun for them and doesn't take it for granted, which I think is really, really important, to have gratitude, appreciation, and to respect people who support you and want what's best for you. And I think that's a big lesson on one reason why people have continued to love her and support her, and her vulnerability and being honest and raw and sharing and just getting into the human experience. She experiences and shares her own life experiences, which is very human, and she has a great way of articulating that. And so if you can connect with other people and provide value to other people, then you are more likely to be successful. All right, so that's a little information on how much Taylor Swift made from the Eras Tour, how much some other people made from the Eras Tour. I know it bolstered the economy. It also boosted people's happiness and brought more people together. It was super cool after seeing a lot of people not being able to together, and then seeing all these huge stadiums blow up. And I know she has another album coming out, but I hope you enjoyed this video. Let me know in the comments below if you liked it, or if you like videos like this. Feel free to follow for more. I share tips on how to live a happier and healthier life, and to build wealth for yourself, and to be the person that you're meant to be. I hope this video is helpful. You got this. Feel free to subscribe and like for more, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.